Well, it seems like the week is finally here. Apparently, in just a few days, the Switch 2 will be officially revealed. That's right, officially revealed by Nintendo. I say officially because we've seen so many companies run around showing off mock ups, 3D prints, molds, accessories that'll go around this thing, blurred images, logos, people from the factory taking pictures apparently of this thing and putting AI backgrounds. It's been a weird ride for Nintendo, especially over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's been all over the place, really, since Christmas Day. Things have just been nonstop for this system, but none of it's really been from Nintendo. The most we had from them was them saying that the stuff we've seen from, say, Genki is not official. But that's about to change. We're going to go over that here today. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Now I was going to go over this tomorrow in Newswave, but then I realized there's a whole other part of the story that has to do with the video, like the games themselves, video games, right? That is something that was also mentioned here, but this is a big deal in the sense that it's been 8 years since Nintendo had their presentation for the original Switch. 8 years. I talked about that in Newswave earlier today, and it's crazy to think it's been that long. 8 years. I mean, we're talking back in the beginning of 2017, but then if you go even before that, October 2016 is when we had our initial trailer for the Switch. So really, it's been almost 8.5 years. Really, like 8 years and 4 months or something like that, but close. Still, though, it looks like we're only about 48 hours away, maybe even sooner technically, to hear from Nintendo. Now, where is this coming from? Well, we can take a look. This is posted up over on VGC, but it is from Nate the Hate, his podcast. Now, he already mentioned recently that Microsoft was going to be moving their own first-party games to PlayStation 5 and the Switch 2. It seems like, as we know, Microsoft is really going all in on this multi-platform strategy, and the timing makes sense for them because we do see the Switch 2 starting to ramp up here in terms of the leaks and stuff from, sure, all these other companies, but like Nintendo themselves, they seem like they're poised to get this system out there, of course, this year. And how lucrative would that be for a company like Microsoft, who has a lot of stuff in their back catalog? They could go over to the Switch 2. I mean, they'd make a ton of money. Well, this is from Nate saying, I can share with you that Nintendo Switch 2 will be revealed in the coming week. I have been told Switch 2 will be revealed on Thursday, January 16th, just a few days from now. So I would assume they probably announced this thing. Let's say it's Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern. So 10 a.m. Eastern, something like that, for the trailer to roll. They would announce probably the day before, maybe even the night before. If you remember with the original Switch, they announced it 11 hours, I think, before, 12 hours before. It was like the night before they announced it. It was the thing with Mario and the like looking in around the curtain and stuff. So they're not necessarily new to the idea of, we're going to give you a very, very short notice. So in some regards, Nate's at least giving us a better heads up in terms of how much, or the length of time between announcement to the reveal, right? So I don't know if I would see Nintendo announce it tomorrow. I think they would make the announcement, hey, tune in tomorrow, and they would tell us on Wednesday. That's just kind of how they've handled things in the past. So I wouldn't be shocked if that's the way they went with here. But it gets a bit more interesting because he says, I've heard that the reveal itself is going to focus almost exclusively on the console itself. There is not going to be any presence of games. There could be a game shown running on the screen depending on how the trailer is put together. But software is not going to be a focus. Not surprising to me. That's actually kind of what I was expecting. So my expectations for the way that Nintendo is going to approach this was actually, I should have checked this too. This is from VGC. The two-part reveal plan would align with how Nintendo showed the original Nintendo Switch and match what VGC has been told about Nintendo's plans for the Switch 2 reveal, which, by the way, it looks like after Nate put this information out, a bunch of other outlets all of a sudden also heard about this. Like, they're able to corroborate it now. It does feel like somebody was waiting for a person to just say this was happening, and then they can put their info out there. Well, I mean, it's already leaked. It's already out there. It's been mentioned. I'm going to follow up with this now because I'm not the one breaking it, but I can back it. We see that happen a lot. So this seems like information that was spreading around behind the scenes, and Nate decided, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there now. So, hey, good for him. I think his podcast is the podcast he put out for it has done really well. I'll have it linked down below, of course, in the description, so you can listen yourself, as he did have quite a bit to say even about, yes, some of the games, but also just some of the plans for Nintendo when it comes to the Switch 2. Now, part of that is that the Switch 2 could launch in May or June of this year. Also matches what VGC has heard, and that a new version of Mario Kart could be available at launch, followed by a 3D Mario release during the holiday period of 2025. Again, none of this sounds surprising. So I feel like when Nintendo shows the system for the first time in what'll probably be a 2.5 to 3 minute trailer, it will be that quick, I think. It's not going to be a Nintendo Direct, anything like that. Pre-recorded, like almost longer commercial, sure, that they show off. And it'll be the Switch 2 in various different environments, different situations. Like we saw the Switch on the plane, and then it was in a van, and then it was at the basketball court, and then it was up on a rooftop party. And the whole time we're seeing games sort of be shown on screen, not like immediately looking at us, but like off screen. We could kind of see what they were doing, what they were playing. The 3D Mario game, right? Mario Odyssey is what turned out to be Mario Kart, NBA 2K. And that's kind of how I think they'll show this here. So yes, in this trailer, there is a good chance we get a quick glance or look at a 3D Mario. There's a chance we get a look at a Mario Kart and we all look and laugh and go, oh, imagine if this was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Plus Super or something. And it ends up being the next big Mario Kart game. There could be some third-party stuff because remember when the Switch was first shown, the person was playing Skyrim on it. So we're hearing about all this Microsoft support. It's possible that they show something that's Microsoft related. It'd be crazy if they turned it on and Halo pops up on screen. I don't know if they'll go that far, but it wouldn't shock me if something Bethesda related, as an example, was there. Could even see Square Enix, maybe Final Fantasy VII Remake shows up on screen. So there's a lot of potential to still get some game information without it necessarily being plastered all over the place and spoon-fed to us. So yes, coming out of this trailer, there's going to be a lot of people doing analysis videos on it and stuff, which can be kind of fun because there'll still be some mystery left up to this whole thing. So like pricing, they're not going to tell us pricing, I think, until the last minute. Like once the presentation is done and we've seen a bunch of games, they'll tell us how much it costs. They'll tell us any drawbacks as well. So maybe game prices go up to $70. They'll tell us after they show us the games, or not at all. It'll just be something in a press release, or we'll see the retail listings. That's very possible. Right? Nintendo Switch Online, same deal. That'll probably go up in price. And they won't tell us, or they won't tell us immediately on the presentation until they show us that GameCube is maybe coming to the service. So there's still going to be an air of mystery after this trailer. So keep that in mind. We're not going to get all the info, but it should follow up a month, maybe 2 months later with the big blowout presentation that I feel like will be live on stage. I would assume. I guess they could just live stream it and just them at like a undisclosed location recording all this stuff, but I wouldn't mind seeing them do a big presentation maybe on a stage somewhere or something. That could actually be a lot of fun. But the bottom line is we're a couple days away. And it's going to be interesting to see how they present it because we have seen a lot about it, but also what other little mysteries they have in store for us, like that C button that everyone's been theorizing about. What will that be? Will they show off the mouse functionality? Will they talk about 4K DLSS, anything technical? Or will that sort of be something they imply when it comes to just visuals in general that they show off? So interesting stuff. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below because it's been a long road from, I know, talking about the Switch Pro to the Switch 2 to it's happening this year. It's happening this year. Okay, now it's actually happening in just a couple of days. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.